What up, what up, what up, good people? It's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns, back at you with another one. So we got a nice port expose for you today. So we got a couple pieces back from TDS Gun Works, and we're just kind of running and making sure everything is functioning, getting the feel for them, see what their recall is like. So that's what it's going to be today. Let's get the housekeeping out of the way. This video is for educational purposes only. We are in a safe and controlled environment. We're not selling any firearms, nor are we selling any accessories. We're not promoting the sale of any firearms, nor are we promoting the sale of any accessories. This is strictly a product view of my own personal equipment. All right, so let's jump into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoy the content, hopefully you hit that subscribe button and come back and see us. If you're a returning viewer, you know I appreciate the support, appreciate you being along for the ride, and we're going to keep this journey going. So on deck today, we got a couple pieces back from TDS Gun Works. We sent the Smith & Wesson out. So this here is the Smith & Wesson M&P Carry Comp. This is the metal. And this bad boy is empty. Put that mag back in for aesthetics. So this piece here, if you're familiar with it, it comes with the comp, integrated comp from the factory. And it's got the slide cut in the top, which pretty much welcomes an easy port job. The comp was okay, but I didn't feel that it did enough as far as mitigating recall. So I figured the ports would definitely put this bad boy in the sweet spot. So we sent this bad boy out. As far as how it's equipped, TLR 7A, this here's the Hollison SCS. This is the one that's made for the Smith & Wesson, so that's a direct mount. So you still get your co-witness with this. We've got the Floyd Customs magwell on here, as well as we got the flush mount base pad, or you can run the +5. So whichever look you prefer. So that's what you're rocking with if you're going to carry it, because this is a piece that's moderate enough size where it could be a carry. You can carry it with the flush and then have a +5 for an extra. So we started out with this bad boy. We're going to run this at the range, and we also have our Canik TTI. So we sent this bad boy out as well to get worked over. So this one here, let's go ahead and clear it. Mag is empty. Weapon is empty. Put that mag back in for aesthetics. So this here, Canik TTI, I'm sure you're familiar with this. This has been out for a while. This is Canik's joint venture with Terran Tactical. And this came with the comp, but it had the window cut, same with the Smith & Wesson. So it welcomed ports. So it was an easy addition to add on, but not just that we port this bad boy. Trent went ahead and opened that comp up to let it breathe a little better, because that was one of the main complaints, that the comp was there, but it was barely opening and it wasn't doing much. So it didn't seem to do much as far as mitigating the recall. So ports would have been an ideal addition for this bad boy. Haven't really changed anything on here, just kind of stuck this light on here. I had this light, color matched, looking for something a little bit bigger, but same color. This is their Mechanic 3 that came with it. And this is their factory plus, I think it's +5, +3 or +5. But we're running this here with the ports. And then we're going to run that along with this steel frame. So this is the Canik Rival S steel frame. That bad boy is empty. That mag back in for aesthetics. So this steel frame, it's got hella weight to it. And one of the big comparisons when the TTI first came out, everybody wanted to rush and compare it to the steel frame. How does it run next to the steel frame? It's not really a good comparison. Steel frame is heavy as hell, got much more weight, so it's going to mitigate the recoil better. So, but that's the comparison everybody made. So this bad boy is equipped with the lock grips. These are the brass grips, so adding quite a bit of additional weight. Aluminum magwell, both of these are lock grips. We got the Streamlight TLR1 on here, HL, and that's kind of a nice fit. Extends a little bit, but not too far. And then for the optic, this is the Olight S. So this is the rechargeable version. And I put the optic plate on here. That still gives you the rear sight. So that's what we're running. So you still got co-witness and you got the red dot. So that's what we're rocking with here. So we're going to run this bad boy with that Canik and see how they compare. But we're going to start with the Smith & Wesson. So let's go ahead and jump out here. Just ran a couple of mags through it to see how it was running, get that recall. Not really going to blend any old footage. I thought about mixing in some old footage, but I looked at that footage. I didn't really like it. It didn't really give you a good comparison of the recall, so I decided not to use it. So we're going to just run this and let you see the recoil and just let you see how flat it's shooting. So let's jump out to the range. We'll check that footage out, then we'll bounce back in. So let's start with the Smith & Wesson because I'm dying to see how this bad boy is going to feel. So we got that TDS Gunworks. Nice port job on there. This wasn't a bad shooter, but the fact that it had the comp before, I thought it should have had less recoil. So let's see if these ports put it in the sweet spot. So we're going to go to our target on the left, and we're going to go upper left. So, and I did the same with this one here, dialed it in at 10 yards with that bore laser at the house. So let's see if we're dead on here. Left target, top left. That was off to the bottom left, looks like. Yeah. Wow. That's not dead on. What the hell is that here? Oh, before we do that, let me just see if we got a bad target here. Well, no, because I can see where the other hit on the left. It looks like it's hitting bottom left. Let's switch to that. We're going to stay on that left target. But let's go with the circle on the right and see if we can't see where our bullet's hitting. Okay, that one's on. I guess it's just me. Let's go back to the left. Yeah. The flame coming out of that bad boy. Damn. Oh, yeah. Let's get on target though. See the flame coming up out of this bad boy. Good God. The recoil seems pretty nice. Let me get another feel for it here. Because I'm not over gripping it, I'm just holding it like I normally would, and it doesn't really seem to be moving. But it's throwing hella flame. Wow. This bad boy's bringing the roof down. Let's go back with that. Put that extended in there. Yeah. So, I might have to adjust this optic. It seems to be shooting low, but I'm thinking that's me. So, let me stay in that top left target. Feel this bad boy going off. I'll talk over the gunshot. It's nice and dirty. Yeah, I can feel it, the explosion, but I don't feel a lot of recoil. I'll have to look back at it to really see. Drop to that bottom too. Hole with this. Oh, did we not get locked back? Yes, we did. I know this is nice and dirty. Barrel got a little discolored there, so it's throwing gases everywhere. But I like that, and it's knocking the drywall off the ceiling. All right, so that's the Smith & Wesson. That bad boy is running. Uh, I've got to find my hole with this dot because I'm shooting either low or high. So not sure what's up with that, but I'll go back to that. All right, so as you can see, this bad boy is shooting hella flat. I mean, it is running seriously flat and throwing massive fireball. And I love that. I like the fireball. I'm running in here in both of them, 124 grain Fiocchi. And that ammo, my buddy Lito told me, is known for throwing some massive fireballs, and it did not disappoint. So running that Fiocchi, and it is kicking massive flames out the top of this bad boy. So, but it's running nice and flat. You feel it, but the recoil is really mitigated. So I am liking this. This is going to be a nice carry piece. It got extremely dirty, but I think that was just the ammo because everything else didn't run that dirty. I think I had some other ammo mixed in here that were left in those magazines. Well, no, it was a new magazine. So this bad boy, for some reason, it was the new ammo. I mean, it just ran hella dirty. It cleaned up nice, but it was nasty. So that's this here. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the recoil on this here. I did put a short out on this yesterday, just showing the recoil. So from here, we moved over to the Canik, and we didn't run it long. We ran a couple of magazines through this bad boy just to get slow and steady to see the recoil, and then some double taps, and then we switched over. So let's jump back out there, check out this footage here, see how this bad boy is running, and then we'll come back in. Let's move on to these Caniks. So we know the Smith is running. We got that footage. We'll use that to show the comparison before the ports. But let's jump to the TTI. So we're going to do a before and after. But in addition to that, we're going to run it with the steel frame. So let's start with this here. And we got two empty targets there. So we'll start with the one at the top. And see if we're dialed in here. What's that hitting? I think we're hitting low. Bring it up. Yeah. Another. Yeah, I got another mag. Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's over here. All right. Let's go another round. Let's see, we're getting a little dirty there. It's just one mag though. But we expect it to color in. Let's stay on that top target. We're shooting more for feel and the target action. That's me jumping, trying to find the rhythm for those double taps. I'd say that feels nice. Let's go ahead and run that steel frame. So we got that footage back to back. All right. So as you can see, same massive fireballs, but this bad boy is running flat. It is running flat. It feels good to shoot. I am liking the recoil. Porch definitely made a massive difference with this bad boy. Massive difference. So no complaints at all. I zeroed those optics in-house with the bore sights. For the most part, they're on, but I'm noticing that each one shot a little low. So I'll probably bring it up just a little bit, but other than that, it is dead on. But the recoil on this, definitely heavily mitigated. So ports on this is highly recommended if you got one of these. And I think opening that comp up definitely helped as well. So that's a 2-for-1. That's really given. From there, we switched over to the steel frame. So let's jump out there and check out the footage of this bad boy so you can see how they compare to kind of form an opinion of what's shooting flatter. So let's head back out. This bad boy's got hella weight to it. Still haven't decided if I'm going to put some ports in the top of this bad boy. I think it shoots flat enough, especially with the weight of these brass lock grips, that it really doesn't need ports. We're going to drop down to the bottom target. And we're going to go center. Let's see. It's a little snappy compared to that TTI. That actually feels a little snappy compared to the TTI. So we might want to go with some ports in this bad boy though. Let's run this last one on that bottom left target. About 8 up. I think we're gonna have to go to work on that boy. I can feel some snap. TTI is barely moving. All right, so welcome back. So I don't know how well I saw how it came across on camera, and to me, it looks like you can see that the steel frame is a little snappier. But in case it didn't come across on camera, I can tell you the feel in the hand from shooting it. This has definitely got more felt recoil than the TTI. So definitely. Even with the weight. So those ports are really doing their thing on the TTI. This too has the window and welcomes easily a port job. But I am reluctant to port this because I kind of like it in its original form. And I know the ports would really just flatten this bad boy out, but I'm debating. So I like it. I like it running clean. It would be fine if it shot a little flatter, but not necessary. So I'll still contemplate that. But for now, I'm gonna leave it as it is. But I've had a few people tell me that they ported theirs, and it's night and day difference, and it is just beyond flat. So. But I'm not there. I'm not there yet. Maybe down the line. But hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. I think, well, on the TTI, I talked about blending some old footage, but I'm going to pin in the description because I did a direct comparison of a ported TTI versus not ported before I got mine done because we did my brother-in-law's first. So I have a video on the channel that shows direct comparison with ports and without. Same port job. So I'll pin that down in the comments. So if you want to go back and take a look at that, you can. And on the Smith & Wesson, I think the visual speaks for itself. You can see this bad boy shoot nice and flat. And what more can you ask for? On this, I've got Apex trigger coming. So I am going to switch that trigger. And I've got 11-pound recoil spring. So that's just kind of playing around just to see what difference that makes. So that may or may not stay, just depending on how it feels. One of the subscribers hit me up, say he's running the 11-pound in his after he ported it, and is running nice. So I'm going to try that. So that's where we are on this. So those are the changes to expect coming up on this. But the TTI is as it's going to be. other than maybe changing the light on this bad boy, but we're going to run it like that. And if I decide to port this, you'll be the first to know. But so far, it's not going to be. Thinking about the smoke, the new TTI smoke that's out there. That bad boy's looking better and better. Every time I look at it, I like that color combo. Pretty much the same gun, but they just changed the color scheme, and that smoke looks pretty hot. So may add that at some point, but it's not really a priority this year. So that's it for today. It's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns. Hit me up on other platforms at Bust Them Guns, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Rumble. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think as far as these upgrades, how you think it panned out. And until next time, holla.